Watching extraordinary events in Bangladesh unfolding before our very eyes. The fall of Sheikh Hasina, Prime Minister of Bangladesh, has been rapid, so rapid to be almost unpredictable. Within a month, almost within a month, Bangladesh has gone from student protests regarding quotas and reservation to a full-scale popular movement, protest movement against the Hasina regime. This afternoon, Sheikh Hasina and her family, some of her entourage, were reported to have been escorted to a military aircraft in Bangladesh. She resigned and, according to reports, is flying to Delhi for safety. How does this play out? Bangladesh is India's closest partner in the South Asian neighborhood. The Indian government, across political parties, have invested heavily in a Sheikh Hasina government. And we have to remember that Sheikh Hasina has been in power for over 15 years. This was her fourth term, and although the last couple of elections, she has won the elections without actually having any opposition candidates in the fray, which has kept questions open regarding the quality of democracy in Bangladesh. The fact is, Hasina's flight from Bangladesh brings to a close a very important chapter in Bangladesh's history, but also a chapter in India-Bangladesh relationship. We have to remember that the last time an interim government under the Bangladesh army took power was back in 2008. Since 2009, India has given all support to the Sheikh Hasina government in Bangladesh. Prior to the caretaker government of 2007-2008, India had a particularly fractious relationship with the BNP Jamaat ruling coalition that was in charge in Dhaka. Today, we might be going back to a similar situation. From all the reports that we have heard from Bangladesh media, the army chief, when he held a meeting of all political stakeholders for an interim government in Bangladesh, the Awami League was not present. This appears to be a protest against Awami League and against the rule of Hasina in particular. What does this mean for India? India will regret the flight of Sheikh Hasina, will regret the fall of a friend, but ultimately the neighborhood cannot be changed, the geography cannot be changed. India will deal with whoever comes to power in Bangladesh. Deep stakes have been formed between Bangladesh and India. Bangladesh is the source of the largest number of tourists, medical tourists, economic workers who come into India. India and Bangladesh, in a sub-regional context, have integrated power, infrastructure, energy. They cannot be rolled back. But we are entering a very difficult phase, driven politically between India and Bangladesh. At the core of this difficulty is not merely the fact that the new government will be taking charge as part of a military coup. At the core of this is the fear in India of an Islamist takeover in Bangladesh, which would be fueled by the ISI of Pakistan and other Islamist forces in the region. China would have a role to play to stoke these forces that may be against India. India is literally has to play not only a strong offensive game, but a very strong defensive game. We will see more barriers put up. We will see boundaries being electrically charged. We will see more checkpoints between India and Bangladesh, because it is not merely the fear of Islamists from Bangladesh coming in, it would also be the fear of Rohingya infiltration into India, which promises to inflame what is already a difficult space in the country. India's politics at this point will find it very difficult to openly acknowledge or openly accept whoever comes to power in Bangladesh. I suspect we will see a spell of military rule which aims to bring stability and quiet back into Bangladesh before handing over to another set of elections. We cannot obviously say how and when that might happen. We hope it will be sooner rather than later, since it is a series of popular protests that have brought us to this point. I expect elections to be called sooner rather than later. More on this as we follow the extraordinary turns of events in Bangladesh.